Hello, it's Darren from Invest Your Income. Welcome back to the channel. Building on yesterday's video, looking at trading systems I use on Nadex, and today we're going to be looking at how we can trade Nadex successfully. And the 4 points I've got at the top here: stack trades, exit your options early, stick to the system, have confidence, and an exit plan. Now, there's many videos on this kind of thing, and I do realise that when I write these things down on a screen, it can oversimplify, and there's lots of what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? I trade 9:30 onwards GMT, and I'll generally trade right up to the early evening if I can do, or just take trades when I'm available at the minute. So to trade Nadex successfully, I often exit my positions early. I wouldn't say more often. I often exit early. So I will take positions as I've shown you in my other videos. If you don't know my system, feel free to take a look at my other videos. However, I'll just explain it quickly. Here you can see I go on these two lines at the bottom here for buy trades, and these will be sell trades when it goes into these areas. So I just use this one oscillator. I use a bit of price action, and I re-enter positions. I also use the moving averages just as a bit of guidance. Here we can see it's clearly a strong downtrend. However, I trade reversals, and I'm not afraid to enter even when it's gone down a long way, because I use the deviation from these moving averages, and you always get pullbacks in markets. It just always happens in whatever market. It will never go down just straight down. And if you see that kind of price action where it's just going straight down and not stopping, you're not going to be taking a trade anyway. In those circumstances, you do need to have a little bit of market knowledge. This is my indicator I've developed, and it's been with me a good while, for the last 4 years in its current form, and I swear by it, and I trust it entirely. I have tweaked it in that time frame. However, it's the basis of my trading system, and I re-enter positions, and we always get pullbacks. So as long as you bear that in mind, and you don't trade stupid positions where, like I say, the price action is very aggressive, you can trade Nadex quite successfully. I'm trading a tiny bit of forex. Little confession: I did stop for a while. I've traded a tiny bit, but smaller positions. And like I said yesterday in my video, it's all about managing my risk. I like Nadex because it's just enables you to manage your risk. You know exactly what you've got on the table and what you're risking on each trade, and you can take money out early, which is a fantastic thing about in Nadex binaries you don't get with other binary option providers. So we take profits early if we see we get a nice amount of return. I also tend to exit around the midline, depending on what's going on. For example, here you can see it's come down, so I've entered some positions here and re-entered. It's come down further, especially on this second spike down the bottom here. Re-enter positions, and it would come back up past the midway line. You can see it's very flat. It's not doing much. It's bounced several times off that level, so now it's going higher. So I might have left it a little bit late on this one, but either way, this first position here may be so probably just a break even, and then any positions down here will be profits. I will trade between 1 and 4 hours, and to trade Nadex successfully, you need to look at where your best opportunities lie. So if you like pullbacks, you can trade my system on the pullbacks with this oscillator, and you can just trade these ones. You can see it's clearly a downtrend. You can just trade these pullbacks. You could do this on forex. When you see this situation here, you can see the bands, I want to say the green line and the other two lines, they're getting wider as we're going down. It's signaling the momentum's running out. You can see the price is going sideways here. So price is going sideways. The bands are quite far apart. Bands, I shouldn't call them bands. The moving averages are far apart, especially the green one from the blue and the orange. So we know if we're down the bottom here, it stands a more likelihood of going back than it does of continuing parabolic down. And you can see it does just that. It goes flat and then it recovers a little bit. So if we're re-entering a pullback trade here, you've got limited opportunity. Given the time of the day, this will be 7 o'clock on a Friday. It's limited opportunity to get any money out of that trade. If I did enter that trade, it would be just a small position and then re-enter again on the spike up. But you have to use your common sense in Nadex as well. You have to look at the chart and see a little bit. Obviously, my trades is kind of second nature. When you've been trading to forex for 14 years, and trust me, the first 10 years We're not all profit. Let me just make that clear. Okay, let's be honest about this. There's very few people that start off in forex on their own and just make money from the start and following some guru or whatever. I'm just a guy trading, sharing my stuff on YouTube of how I trade. Okay, I spent a lot of time developing this strategy. For some people have asked me to share the strategy, but this is the strategy. The only thing that's unique is my oscillator, which I spent a lot of time developing myself. And it's just what I use. You can develop your own oscillators. You can see how other oscillators work in this kind of system, and you can use them on spikes to re-enter. However, this oscillator for me is unreal. It is just unreal, honestly. Stack trades, so exit your options early and stick to the system. When I say system, this is the way I trade it. I know what I'm looking at. I've traded it for years. I can see where the price is going. Do I know where it's going every time? No, but I'm given confidence about because I have so much faith in my oscillator and my trading strategy, which is basically a 3,000 moving averages. I trade stocks this way. I trade currencies and cryptocurrencies the same way. I'm going to go to cryptocurrencies and just show you in a second what I'm talking about there. And have confidence in an exit plan. So my exit plan is after the midway line. If I've got the price movement that I want and some decent profit, then I might take it. Okay, if I'm trying to find an example. So here, for example, this is at the end of the day, the one I said got to be careful about. We've gone down here, haven't we? Down to this level here, and it's retouched. It's gone below there. It's not going to be carrying on down, here at the end of the day on a Friday. It's just not going to happen. So you just exit positions. This one will be make a break even. There'll be a profit. You still make profit. I'm not looking to make every contract for me does not need to be a profit. The point in re-entering is I'm re-entering all the time at extremes. So it's always an extreme level, and I'm always entering at a better price. So I won't enter to one contract here and then enter another one here, another one here, another. I don't do that. You've got to wait for some movement. So if it's there and it spikes down a bit further, so if we zoom in, I always keep zoomed out, by the way. So I trade. I never trade in looking at the candles. I only ever sometimes look at wicks. So here I'd enter trade here. If you look at these candles, you're going to think, look, there's that hanging man, not hanging man. There's the hammer. And you think, great, I'll enter on that hammer, and it carries on down. Your candles can be useful, but only when everything's screaming that they've got some sense. This is a 1 minute chart, so very limited use. And I see loads of them like this with hammers, with tails on them. So anyway, you're not going to be just re-entering after every candle here. You're going to have so many contracts on, you're going to have a heart attack. So I let the price do some movement. In here, the line's just straight down. So I know that this momentum is carrying on. So I could just re-enter, say enter one there, say one there, one down the bottom here. It comes up, does nothing, and then comes down. Definitely, probably a couple of contracts at the bottom here, especially on the second move down here. It's great signal for me to re-enter. So I have two good positions on there. It comes down again. This could cause you a bit of concern, but you can see the oscillators. We're heading up. It's come down again, hit straight on that level, and back up again. So it's a strong resistance level that was, and it moves up. And as soon as we go over the halfway line here, excuse my voice, a bit croaky. As soon as we go over the halfway line here, we're going to have extreme confidence that we've got the profit that we need. And like I say, this first position is probably a break even, maybe a slight loss. This one might be a slight profit, then the profits and more profit. And you can see 91 to 10. So we've got 20 pip movement there. In euro dollar, that's fantastic. You can take some good money out of those trades. And that's how I trade. And this is how I believe you can trade Nadex successfully. Trust me, I've tried almost every system out there. I've tried good trading. I've tried flipping reversals and everything. I've done Renko. I've done Heikin-Ashi. I've done a lot. I've done the candlestick patterns. I've studied candlesticks too. I've bought books on them, studying the patterns. You can use aspects of each one of these. You can use this on Renko charts. You can use these on Heikin-Ashi charts. And it might help you a little bit, but I find it easiest just on candlesticks, just trading this oscillator. Keep it simple. Got 3 lines on the screen, which have they give me a picture, not They don't give me an entire strategy. You can use them to help your strategy, especially in stocks and stuff. But this works in any market virtually, and it works on most time frames. Go to higher time frames, and you'll get a serious drawdown with this strategy. So nothing's foolproof. But on Forex, and if you've got a large enough account, my God, the money is it's mad. Anyway, I'm trading my $100 account. That's at 258, something like that, at the minute. So I'm going to be trading that again next week. I'll give you an update then. I'll give you some screenshots of all the trades and stuff that I'm doing. But listen, I'm not your advisor. I'm not a guru. This is the way I trade, and this is I've been successful in the last 4 years. I'm thinking of doing signals based on these. I really don't like signal services because, quite frankly, most of the guys that provide signals are complete pricks. I just don't like it. I don't know whether, if you're watching this in the States, is prick an insult? I don't know. Prick is kind of a good word. I don't know. I'm sorry if it offends you if I use language like that, but these guys are selling junk that doesn't work. I stick to the slightly longer time frame, so I'm looking to get, as many positions as I can when I've got the time. This is so stress free. You can just I literally look at my phone and I look at trading view on my phone. I flick through a few currencies. There's something coming up. I'll get my laptop open, put a trade on, and continue my extension I'm building. Almost getting there with my extension now, so I'm happy. So as a way to trade Nadex, if you want to know how to trade Nadex successfully, this is what I'd recommend. But I don't know about the signal service thing. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know about it. There's so many scammers and idiots out there. You just see constant BS, online about it. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts anyway. Do give me some feedback on this video if you find it any use whatsoever. Quick look at that's quite helpful. Quick look at Bitcoin here. So I just added this a little bit on the end because I said I'd come into it and have a look at it again. So here we go. I don't know what happened there. So tell me if you think there's any places we can make money on Bitcoin. This is nuts. I'm telling you, it's nuts. Okay, so we've got here. This is good. This is a good position. Look where the moving averages are. This is sideways motion, isn't it? This is doing nothing. Just going sideways in the evening here. So Saturday evening, and we can see a position here where we could sell Bitcoin, and then it spikes up, and everyone will go, "Oh no, close your trade." But we see it spikes up. We re-enter. We re-enter again. It's still flat as a pancake, and it comes straight back down. So we can close this position and take a nice bit of profit, making ourselves, what is this, 80, 100. Yeah. So anyway, you can trade here, take it up, take it out, sell, make some money, go in again, enter up on this stupid spike up here. Oh, look, that's cash cow, that one. And straight back down. And then down here, we can see we enter up here. We enter, we re-enter, re-enter, re-enter. It comes out. That one's 0. And make shed loads down here. And we sell up here. It crosses to midway down here. You see? And this is on Bitcoin USD. So we can see, you get crazy price action. But we get the same thing happening over and over again. This is the interesting situation. Here we go. So this is where we've got a breakout happening. So I wouldn't be trading this time anyway because it's 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. So anyway, but if you consider this, say this was during the day, and we've got a position here, we've re-entered, we sell again, and we sell again. Okay, we would sell here, it would come down, and we'll probably come out here. This would be a 0. This would be a profit, and you have several profits up here because you've been entering like crazy up here. These initial positions would be a loss. So it'd be a loss there, probably a loss there, and then we'll re-enter position here. That'll be 0, and re-enter again. So that's going to be an overall 0 profit trade. Okay, so I've entered nicely up here, but they're just going to cancel out the losses down there, which is why we re-enter our positions. So that is the worst case scenario you're going to get, and it's in the early hours with Bitcoin, which I wouldn't do personally. But you can see in normal day hours, we get a nice bit of price movement again. Stick to our strategy. And this one we've already talked about. We get a nice movement back. See, when you get the oscillator moving down like this, flat, but look at what the price is doing. Bitcoin price is doing. It's doing absolutely nothing. Okay, it's doing absolutely nothing. It's going down. It's going down a bit, and we're all the way down here now on the oscillator, and we're going nowhere. So I'll be coming out on this position. Okay, and this one here, it goes up, comes down, doesn't go very far. So you could exit on these trades if you wanted to, but I wouldn't personally. But look at where it is compared to moving averages. I like deviation. I always talk about deviation away from the averages. So if we've got large deviation, then we can earn a lot of money. But anyway, I'll just leave it there. That's Bitcoin. I want to show you a scenario where things weren't quite as rosy, and a fantastic situation we've had the last few days anyway. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you very soon.